Welcome back to day 2 of our 5-day meditation challenge. I'm Lynn Curry. I'm a McNair director at Central Michigan University, and I am here to share with you the practice of meditation, sharing a very specific meditation technique called shamatha, which is a very simple focus on the breath. So as a recap, the reason that we are exploring the practice of meditation is so that we can train our brains to focus, right? So train our brains to be able to focus. And by doing a little bit of meditation on a daily basis, right? Building a consistent meditation practice. This is a way that we can help ourselves feel more grounded, more centered, potentially more at ease, right? And the best way perhaps to think about it is just allowing ourselves to step into a higher ability to deal with any sort of challenge that comes our way, right? Better able to handle all the stressors, the daily stressors of life, right? We all have so much on our plate. Many of us deal with a lot of anxiety or worry, right? Or self-doubt or overwhelm, just feeling stressed out. There's just a lot, right? And so meditation is a practice that can help us to let go of some of that, right? Let go of some of that so that we can come back to ourselves and actually tune into ourselves in a way that we can start to notice what our bodies might be telling us, right? Because our bodies are probably telling us what we need if we listen, right? And stepping more further into just understanding ourselves, right? By quieting, sitting with ourselves in stillness, we are learning to not only to focus, but to let go and not attach and to simply be okay with what is, right? Simply being okay with what is, even if what we're dealing with is not okay, it's less than okay. We can still rest in our okayness. And that, in essence, is what meditation is teaching us. And so the main components is mindfulness of body, mindfulness of breath, mindfulness of mind. And so today we're going to do 2 minutes of meditation, which is exciting, build on our practice. And before we do that, I just wanted to share. So I would say, if I had to, now that I've been teaching meditation for a bit, and I've been pretty consistent in my daily meditation practice, and so I tend to talk to quite a few people about meditation. And so I think that one of the biggest misperceptions about meditation is that we have to be able to stop thinking and turn our brains off, that we have to empty our mind of thought. I think that's really what comes to mind for people. They're like, I can't meditate. I can't stop thinking. I can't turn my brain off. And the beauty is that meditation is never about doing anything with our thoughts. It's never about trying to stop our thoughts. It's never about trying to control our thoughts. It's never about trying to change our thoughts. But rather, and this is my teacher, Susan Piver, would always explain it as we are learning to develop a new relationship with our thoughts, right? So as we are training ourselves to stay focused on our breath, on felt sense of breath, and whenever we notice that we're thinking, we wake up and we can choose to let go of that thought and we come back to our breath, we're teaching ourselves to not attach to that ticker tape, right? All of those thoughts that we can then, in essence, let them float on by, right? Instead of like grabbing onto them and then feeling like whatever it is that you're thinking, that's who you are. Because the phrase, right, I'm in my head too much, right? I think a lot of us are in our heads too much, that we're either worrying about the past or we're worrying about the future, and we are never just grounded in what's happening at this moment, right? And we lose we just lose sight of many of the beautiful things just around us, right? The nature and the sunshine and or the rain or just those beautiful details, right? It's so easy to just walk around in our heads all the time. And so meditation though, despite the fact that we are stepping further into a new relationship with our thoughts, it's never about trying to stop our thoughts. It's never about this. So we can just let that go. We don't have to worry about that. And so we can put that aside. The other thing is this. I think a lot of people feel like I could never just sit and do nothing, right? I'm too fidgety, I'm too anxious, like I always, I got to be doing something. And for me to invite you to simply sit and breathe, no way. Couldn't do it. I can't just sit and do nothing. So the thing of it is that, like we talked about, that meditation is a workout for your brain, right? We are training our minds. It's exercise for our brains, which we need to do. That it's not about doing nothing. We're meditating. When we are sitting and doing nothing, we are actually meditating. And it is an exercise of our brain to keep focus on one object of attention, in this case, felt sense of breath, and let go of any other thing, right? If we hear something that might distract us, if a thought comes up and might distract us, or whatever it is, right? We just let go. We are learning to let go and not attach, okay? So we don't have to stop thinking, and we don't have to do nothing. We're doing something that will help you do all of the rest of the things even better, right? From a place of more presence, a place of more groundedness, a place of more ease, right? Because you're not going to be like this all the time, pulled, because you are going to be more awake, right? And aware and present, mindful. I know all those terms are like thrown around these days now, mindfulness, this, present moment, that, but this really is a technique that will help you be more that. It will help you be, right? Instead of always thinking about everything, thinking about your life, it will help you actually be in your life. So the doing versus being, if you will. So those are my thoughts for today. And so let's move into 2 minutes of meditation. I'm going to take a quick sip of water. And I am going to refresh ourselves of coming into posture before we start our timer. So go ahead and take a nice seated position, either on a chair, on the floor. If you have any sort of issues, feel free to lie down. And again, if you are in a chair, you don't want to lean back and you want to have your feet flat on the floor. Just let's come into it. This is our time to meditate. And you can actually declare that to yourself. This is my time to meditate. Everything else can wait. And really just step in. Come into your body. Start to release any sort of tension. Relax the shoulders. Relax your arms. Hands simply rest. Palms down. Our hands are doing things for us all day long, all the time. Just let them rest wherever they fall naturally. And just feel your weight. Feel your weight in your seat. Allow yourself to ground down and lift up, right? So we take a nice seated, tall position, top of the head just reaches up a little bit, not in any sort of natural or, trying to like sit straight like a robot, but rather we just want to step into our natural elegance, our natural dignity. Like, here I am, I'm taking my seat because I'm meditating right now. And so feel that nice support of your back, feel your strength of your back. And at the same time, our back is going to support us so that we can allow ourselves to be soft in our front bodies. We can allow ourselves to be open our hearts, open our throats, and just simply relax and let go. Relax your belly. Church bells. Breath is natural in and out of the nose. There's no special breathing technique. The lips and the teeth can be slightly parted. The tongue can rest on the roof of the mouth. That helps keep the jaw relaxed. Top of the head reaches up while the chin is slightly tucked. That keeps the back of the neck nice and neutral and comfortable. And since this is a practice of wakefulness, we are going to go ahead and take a soft gaze with our eyes cast down 4 to 6 feet in front of us, wherever that your gaze falls naturally, and just relax your eyes back in their sockets. We spend a lot of time, darting here and there, looking at things, looking at computer screens, looking at screens in general. Here, it's more that we're just taking in the whole field of vision. So you're not staring at anything in particular, but rather just taking in whatever it is that you see and letting it come toward you. Feeling relaxed, but uplifted, grounded, light. I'm here right now. And we come into our breath. Breath is our anchor. Beautiful, natural inhale followed by the exhale. Allow yourself to ride those waves. However your breath is, feel the sensation of your inhale followed by the sensation of the exhale. Perhaps there's a pause and it begins again, very natural, no effort. We ride the waves of our breath. We feel the breath wherever that's most pronounced for you. Go ahead and just notice and feel, and we're tending to our breath in and out. Beautiful cycle, always with us. One of the things that is wonderful about our meditation practice is that this will hopefully begin to translate into your daily life of just anchoring into your breath when any sort of situation might come up, right? We're training our minds right now to feel our breath, focus in on our breath. And our minds will continue to make thoughts. Absolutely natural. It's what they do. There's no effort to control our minds, let go of thoughts, anything like that. Just let our thoughts be as they may, except they're to the background. We just let them fade. We can probably tell they're still there, maybe in a soft, mumbly way. But right now we're tending to the sensation of our breath. And so this doesn't matter back here. And sometimes though, if we do become absorbed in a thought, absolutely okay. That right there is an opportunity and to be able to make a choice to let go of whatever the thought is. It doesn't matter what the content of the thought is at all. When we notice that we're thinking, when we notice that we become absorbed in our thought, we simply wake up and we can make a choice. Let go, and we come back. It's very deliberate, but it's also gentle. So I invite you to not feel any sort of frustration, right? Of like, I'm thinking again. It's not about that at all. You can spend your whole practice noticing that you're thinking and coming back to your breath. And that is what your practice is. It doesn't matter what your practice is. This is a place of letting go of any sort of judgment, right? Good, bad, otherwise. Many of us, I think, want to do it well and do it right. So we come into this very simple posture. We come into the felt sense of our breath, and we simply notice when we become absorbed in thought, and we come back to breath. That's what it is. So however your practice is for you is however it is. It doesn't matter. Having faith in the process, having faith in the practice. And so we have mindfulness of body, mindfulness of breath, mindfulness of mind. And we're going to sit together for 2 minutes. I'll start our bell. We simply let go of the technique. And thank you for your practice. Thank you for your practice meditating with me. And thank you for practicing together. It's a really special thing. It really is. And so I hope you enjoyed today's session, building your practice. And I look forward to welcoming you back for day 3. I hope to see you. Thanks. Take care.